Alright guys, we did the rear brakes last week, and I was looking at the transfer case motor because of the code that it had. Turns out the motor was actually unplugged. So I plugged it in, drove it home that night, everything was good, and then the next morning when I was driving here, I was getting crazy vibrations and couldn't figure out what it was. I'm starting to think that now that the transfer case is plugged in, that the front axle is worn out. The passenger side is, the boot is torn. Doesn't feel excessively loose, but does have some play. So we're going to change that today and hope that it goes away, because I took all the wheels off and cleaned the hub faces to make sure none of them were on crooked maybe. And then I drove it and it did it again. And then I came back right away, unplugged the transfer case motor and drove it, and it seemed to be gone. So I think it definitely has something to do with the four-wheel drive or the ABS. I'm hoping that it's this front axle. When it's under load, it's vibrating, but we will see. Normally, I would just hit that with the impact and let it unpinch itself, but that's a very good pinch and it's on two sides. So I'm gonna get a punch and try to bend those out. Alright, doesn't seem to be bending much, so we're just gonna go for it with the impact. I hope to God it's a 36 millimeter 12 point, because that's what I ordered. I've been waiting a week for it. That's it. It's a little tough to get on there. I'm just gonna get the air blower and blow all the crud out of there, because it isn't going in very deep, but that's the one. Alright guys, we cleaned it off as best we could. This is on there pretty decent. We're just gonna go for it. Oh yeah. DeWalt for the win. Alright, hopefully it's not seized in there. That's the next question. But next I think the plan is I'm going to undo this control arm, I guess both control arms, and that ride height sensor, and then the whole hub should pull out enough to remove the axle. I'm gonna have to remove this plate. The axle's up in there somewhere. I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but I'm gonna have to. Oh, that's nice. Maybe I should replace those too. But either way, we're gonna undo the control arms now. Take this plate off. Alright guys, turns out we didn't even have to disconnect this front arm. Just this back arm is enough to get it out. It was a little tight. You just have to push very hard off of the caliper, and there's enough room to swing the axle out. So my axle came out in 2 pieces. The bolts for this cover are 16 millimeters. There's 6 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This bolt is a 18 millimeter bolt and nut, both ends. And then obviously the 36 millimeter 12 point that I showed you. We have to reconnect this because that didn't have to be disconnected. So now I'm going to get a punch or a chisel, maybe a pry bar, and try to hit this housing out, and hopefully it comes out easily. Alright guys, the trick was get a little pry bar, little guy, and stick it right in that, not even looking, stick it right in that crack and pry off of this little nub right there. Worked perfectly. Other half of the axle came out, so pop this one in. I was kind of worried that since it was twice as long now, it's going to be hard to fish in there, but if you just push this back, like I said originally, push off the caliper, there is enough room. It's a little tight, but you can do it. And then you just got to make sure that it's fully seated in there. There should only be like that 1/4 inch gap, you know, maybe 5/16, but probably not even, probably 1/4 inch. Either way, so got that in there. You got to get your nut on there. I put some anti-seize on the splines as well as the threads for the nut. This is going to go back up in there. That bushing looks a little worn, but we'll let it go. Doesn't look too bad. And then we got to hook up that ride height sensor and then tighten this up. I don't know if I'll be able to find a torque spec for this, but I probably will just rail it down with the impact because I don't really care that much. But other than that, I think that's pretty self-explanatory. If you guys made it this far, I think you can basically finish it up from here. So I'm not going to film anymore, but I will take a clip afterwards to see if the vibration goes away. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Alright guys, we made it a lot farther than we did last time, and we don't have no crazy vibration, so I'd say we're good. It does, I think with the 4-wheel drive activated, it does have more vibration overall in the chassis of the car, but the vibration we were having that was preventing me from driving is gone, so that's good. Alright, thanks for watching guys. Peace.